Okay, I'm Chris Avina with American Outdoor News. Today we have Rob Hommel from Mountain Man Deer Processing. And Rob, this is a great business. I think you're getting ready to explode. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, now you basically have a mobile butcher shop.
Yes, sir.
So I shoot a deer. I call you up. I say, hey, Rob, I got a deer that I just shot. I want to go back into the woods. Can you process it for me while I'm in the woods?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole point of why we wanted to get this going. Completely self-sufficient, generators, water, power, everything. So we can meet you at the woods, wherever you want to go. We come in, we process your deer, and you're going home that night with everything caped, quartered, processed, vacuum sealed, and labeled right home, right to the freezer.
That's amazing. I mean, how'd you come up with this idea?
So I can't say that we're the first ones to do it. I know that there's probably others, and I know that there's one in upstate New York. I feel like we're kind of the first ones to really get it out big time with the social media. I was talking to my buddy Kevin Bradenberg one day, and we were talking about it. You know, both big hunters, been hunting for basically our entire lives. And just thought about how nice it would be if, you know, somebody else, you know, was able to be mobile. You know, a lot of times I've heard, so this past year, I found out a lot of guys are like, oh, my wife doesn't want me cutting it up in the garage, in the driveway. You know, she doesn't want all the blood and everything else. So for us, we show up, you know, we do everything, and she doesn't have to worry about it. We can go down the block, and you know, it's kind of the thing. You know, at the same time, I know using other deer processors, you know, I've heard stories about guys who drop their deer off, and it's, hey, drop it on the pile, you know, fill out what you want, you know, so you don't know, is that your deer you're getting back? Is that all your meat? You know, are you waiting 2-3 weeks to get your deer back? You know, and I'm not saying other, you know, shops don't do a good job, but with us, you know, you're getting your meat. You know, we hunt. Mm-hmm. We don't take any meat. We don't need your meat. We can get our own, you know, and we know the product that we're putting out there. And a lot of people were really happy this year.
Well, so I know a lot of people will agree with me on this. I've dropped off a deer from, you know, I loaded up from my camp, drove to the butcher, dropped it off, and I'm not even pulling in my driveway, and they're like, okay, pick up your deer.
Yeah.
You didn't process my deer that fast. It's impossible with the amount of deer that they had hanging on the hook.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we did one deer for a gentleman in Jersey, and he said that it was over a month that it took, that he actually forgot that he had dropped his deer off. And, you know, then he got the phone call, and it was like, hey, you need to come and pick this up now. And he's like, oh, it's an emergency now. I need to come. It's been a month.
Yeah.
You know, so it's definitely, we've gotten a lot of really good feedback, especially from the product that we're putting out. We do take off a little bit extra, but once again, it's all vacuum sealed, and you don't have to do a thing with it. You literally take it out of the vacuum seal bag. It's cut how you want it cut, and you marinate it, and you're done. There's no trimming. There's no taking anything else off. And a lot of people were also really happy with that.
What about making like venison sausage or things of that nature? I know you usually have to wait a little longer for that. Do you do that on the spot?
So that we do not do yet. We're looking into it, but right now, due to time management and wanting to do it right, you know, you kind of have to let the meat sit for a day in the fridge, kind of, you know, stuff like that. And when it comes to time management, we don't have the time to do that as of right now. What we do offer is we have either pork fat or beef fat, and the beef fat's usually from prime rib. And that we have all in separate 1 pound bags. So as we're going through the meat, we can see how much meat we have. And then we're adding prime rib beef fat. And then all that gets put through the grinder. So now you're ready to go with burgers.
So you got commercial grinders, you got everything. You're ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Vacuum sealers, grinders, everything. We're all good to go right in the trailer.
So you're no joke. You pull up, you're ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You're not wasting time. You're not kidding around.
Nope. 1.5 to 2 hours, your deer is back and in the freezer, all vacuum sealed, and ready to go. Yeah.
So how did you start butchering? Did you work in a butcher shop or did you just pick it up as you went?
So growing up, my dad had a cabin in the Catskills, and he would hunt, every fall. We'd go up there, spend a couple weekends. He'd just go out, and then I would sit there and watch him do it, and then I would go back and start doing it with him. And we got really, into it. And then I, started hunting myself, and, I never thought to take it to anybody else or, have another guy do it. Just because we always did, but then starting the business, you meet a lot of people. There's a butcher not far from me, guy named Roger, awesome guy. Worked a little with him, kind of tweaked a little, just kind of got a little more proficient, with everything. And then, we kind of went from there. But my buddy Kevin that has worked with me this past year, he worked for a butcher. So he had a really good idea around the knives and the meat and, yeah. So we have a pretty decent, I'm not going to say, I've been doing it for a long time. I'm not going to say I've been doing it forever, but
Longer than most.
And as time goes by, you just get better at doing, anything if you practice.
And the fact that you're vacuum sealing everything gives it a little bit longer shelf life, and you're not going to get freezer burn. I've brought it to processors, and they just put it on that styrofoam tray with some thin shrink wrap, and that's not going to last more than a couple of months. You got to rewrap it yourself.
Yeah, and that was a kind of like starting off this whole business. Like that's really something that I didn't want to. I'm not going to say chintz on, but I know what I like, and I know what I can do. And my whole thing is I want to give to my customers exactly what I would want for myself. And that, I think a lot of people have really, liked that and come back because of that.
You're producing a quality product. Your reputation is the work you do. That's why people will keep coming back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break here. Acknowledge some of my sponsors. Underwood Ammo, always a standard of excellence. Fantastic ammunition. I don't use anything else. Pyro Putty and Phone Scope, always innovative products. They always have something new coming out. I always have their products in my backpack. Can't leave home without them either. And Hunt of a Lifetime, we're going to hear a quick message from them, and we'll be right back.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Okay, and we're back with Rob Hommel from Mountain Man Deer Processing. Rob, you have an amazing idea, and I think your business is really going places. You could be a national company.
So that's kind of what we're looking to do. We're looking to expand. We're trying to get guys. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me through social media, Instagram, Facebook, our email basically saying, hey, I wish you guys were down here in South Jersey. I wish you guys were out here on Long Island. And I've actually had people reach out to us from Texas down to Georgia, even out west saying, wow, this is awesome. I wish you guys had something out here. And for us right now, we're really fortunate to where I am, in the Hudson Valley area, where also due to the new state regulations and laws, you can't travel with a carcass over state lines anymore. So now people that go from New Jersey, upstate New York to hunt, when they have a deer, they have to find a processor in New York, and the same with, same with Pennsylvania, same with Connecticut. So we've had people actually call us up from Connecticut, going up to Connecticut. It's not that far, process deer. And, now they can, take everything home that night, their whole deer, and vacuum sealed it. So we're looking to really expand. So we're looking for people who have some experience, that are looking to make some seasonal money, stay, kind of see what we can do.
So if I wanted to buy a business or do a part-time business, a seasonal business, I could call you up and say, hey, Rob, I would like to buy one of your trailers and work under your flag.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what we're putting together now. Trying to figure out what it would take to get everything going, the pricing, everything out, soup to nuts. And the price is going to include the trailer, everything that you would need to process everything, working under our name, which is already established. And then that price would include our advertising, our, everything coming out to you, training, everything, so that's kind of what we're looking to be able to expand on.
So I'd be buying the trailer and everything that goes with it, the processing equipment, the grinders, the tables, the knives, everything under the Mountain Man Deer Processing establishment.
Correct.
Now that's a lot to keep tabs on. How do you know that, I'd be doing the same quality work that you would do, and keep your reputation intact? Do you go through a training process? Will you train people or?
Yes, we would definitely want people to come out, see what we do, how we do it, and definitely keep up with that. We would encourage people to have their own, branch off of the Mountain Man Deer Processing, social media pages, and post what you're doing, show everybody, because the quality is really what keeps bringing people back, and we want people to be proud of what they do. We're proud, so that's kind of what we're really hoping for, is that, guys are going to want to do it and have as much pride as we do. So,
well, I see a lot of potential where it could actually be a full-time business, where places like Texas Hill Country or some of these high fence establishments where they're sending their stuff out to butchers, where you could just pull in on the spot and butcher for them all day long.
Correct. And that's actually what we were kind of hoping for in the beginning. Like, first of all, this whole thing is really almost blown up out of nowhere. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to cut up a couple deer and make a couple bucks, now here we are, how far, in, and our whole plan was to go to those, hunting clubs, stuff like that. And, a bunch of guys get deer, we pull up, we process, and everybody's happy. They go home that day with their deer. That's really what we're looking to do. And it's not too late, we still can, but we were also looking to be able to almost not, I'm not going to say, we can do more than just deer. It's not just deer. Yeah, the name is Mountain Man Deer Processing, but we can do everything. It's just a matter of time management. We can show up to a boat dock and sit there and process people's fish as they come in for the day.
Sure.
Now worry about the guts and the bones and everything else, and you get your fish cleaned up, vacuum sealed, and off you go that day. You don't have to do it yourself. Don't have to get stinky, and we take care of everything. So that's kind of what we're looking to do. So yeah.
Well, I'm anticipating seeing a lot more of you around. in different areas. Where can we find you?
Right now we're in Rockland County, but we are servicing parts of Orange County into Bergen County, Westchester County. It's really right. It's a first come, first serve. You know, when you call us up, if somebody else calls us, we're coming to you first. Right now we kind of have a 20-25 mile radius. That's going to be the one price, and then after that, it's going to be $1 a mile just because the gas prices right now are, ridiculous, the wear and tear on the vehicles, the tolls and everything else. So we'll go, if we're free, we're coming, definitely within a couple hours.
Yeah.
So
do you have a website, social media? Where can we find your website and social media?
Yep. So the website's mountainmandeerprocessing.com. Definitely please check us out. And the same with Instagram and Facebook, Mountain Man Deer Processing LLC. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come on today. And, we look forward to seeing you. And don't forget to go to the website, subscribe to American Outdoor News as well. And we'll see you all again soon.
Thank you so much for having me today.
My pleasure.